Welcome to This Week with Tammie Holland, powered by Brown and Crouppen. I'm Tammie Holland, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today, my special guest really doesn't feel much like a guest at all. He's more like family, or if you merge the word friend and family together, you get family, and that is precisely what he is. His name is Guy Torry. Guy Torry, obviously, I'm saying obviously because I feel like everybody knows Guy Torry, but Guy Torry is an extraordinary actor, comedian, producer, and really truly a wonderful friend. We're going to have a conversation about who Guy Torry is today, and we're going to talk about Fat Tuesdays, something that I am most proud of, not connected to it, but I think that it's so important. My friends, welcome Guy Torry.
What up, Tam?
What up, Guy?
What up, mama?
What up, Guy?
Former co-host, friend, family, all that.
I know. A lot of people, people who are watching us from St. Louis, Guy Torry and I first had a real solid connection because if you're from St. Louis, you know, it's like the degrees of the degrees of separation, you kind of just know everybody, right?
Right.
But we began working together in, my goodness, that was like the early 2000s, perhaps.
2000s, yeah.
The early 2000s on a radio show. And we worked together and we have been pretty much inseparable since then.
Yeah. What up?
It's so good to see you.
You look great.
Thank you. I feel great. And
Yeah.
you look great too.
You know, a little something, a little Mac press powder Studio Fix 55.
Oh,
you know.
that's not your real complexion.
It is, but you know, I got some uneven tones that look like the Obama poster.
Okay. No, you do not. And not the Obama poster. We will not do that today. We will not do that today. Listen, you've got so much going on. I want to talk to you about Fat Tuesdays, your docuseries. I want to talk to you about you. I want to talk to you about life. But I ask everybody, anybody who sits down in this chair, I always ask them this question. And it's so amazing to me when people stumble over this, right? The question is, Guy Torry, who is Guy Torry? I know you, but I'd like to hear from you. Who is Guy Torry?
I'm tripolar. It's me, myself, and Guy.
Me, myself, and
Three
Guy,
personalities. Right? No, you know what? Guy Torry is, you know, this is probably not the answer. Everybody don't think it's sexy or cool, but Guy Torry is a servant first. It took me a while to understand that that's who I am. And who I am is actually in my name. Like, people don't realize they go through life not knowing who they are, and it's right in the name. If you research your name, it'll tell you who you are, right? Like, my first name is Robert, for those who know me, which means, you know, to shine. It means bright. It means light.
Really?
Yes. And Guy is my middle name, which means to guide, to lead. And I've always been that type of person before I even knew what my name meant. I've always wanted to cheer people up. I always wanted to be a light to attract, you know, goodness or attract people. And then Guy, to guide, to lead. I always worked on being a leader instead of a follower or a pioneer, named after my dad. And that's exactly who, you know, you knew my dad. That's who my dad was. My dad, Robert Guy Torry Sr., who was a light. He lit up a room when he walked in with his smile. And then he also was a drill sergeant, a leader. So who you are is actually in your name. It's not that hard to learn.
Now, I'm going to have to work on that for myself.
Yeah, I don't know what Tammie is.
I'm going to have to work on that for myself.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep. That's
Yeah.
pretty deep. And you are a light, and you've been a light in my life. You know, I'm not going to make this about me, but I have to say this, that you have meant so much to me, Guy. You have been so, you've been such a good friend. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I actually lost friends, right? And it is the weirdest thing, right? It's been a very interesting journey for me, but you have been so faithful and so constant. And I think real friends pray for you, right?
Absolutely.
And the fact that you pray for me, and I know that you pray for me because we pray together, that means everything, and it means the world to me because I truly believe in the power of prayer. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And you didn't lose friends. Those people weren't part of that journey.
Okay.
It's seasonal.
Okay,
So
I'll take that.
they were removed because they're probably wearing you down. As I heard a great quote about a rocket. Like when a rocket goes up in the space, it has all this stuff on it, but after a while, as it gets higher, that stuff breaks away because it no longer needs that weight, that dead weight.
Oh.
And the rocket ascends higher and higher.
Come on
so
now.
You were going to a higher place anyway. So you didn't need
Ah,
you didn't need those people. And there's nothing wrong with those people. I'm
Yeah.
not if they're good, but you didn't need those people.
Thank you.
You didn't need them to go on this journey with you. This journey was your journey for your real friends. And not that they weren't real friends, but their seasons were up.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Speaking of rockets, ba-da-bow. Let's talk about this rocket career of yours.
Ooh.
So you have been in the entertainment industry now. I shudder to say the words,
Oof.
but we're inching on close to 3 decades.
It is. It's 31 years, actually.
31 years.
31 years.
Take me back to Guy Torry, who went to Hollywood 31 years ago. What was that like for you? And what's really interesting is because you talk about this a lot in your docuseries,
Right.
Fat Tuesdays. You guys, if you've not seen it, really, you need to go to Amazon.
Yep.
You need to go to Amazon and you need to watch it. It is such an important piece. It's an important piece of Black Hollywood history.
Man.
And I'll let you talk about it. But let's talk about Guy Torry going to Hollywood for the first time.
You know, it's sometimes when you're young and you're naive,
Yeah.
you just do it. Sometimes that's the best thing to be. Is just not know and just go at it. And
Did you have money when you went?
I had $600
Wow.
in my pocket. Well, the blessing was having 2 brothers out there already.
Yeah.
My brother Joe was already out there and being successful in his career as a stand-up and as an actor. My brother Ramon was already out there. He was out there actually before Joe, and he was in the military. So I had it easier than most who moved to LA to, be in a career of entertainment. So
Yeah, because Joe was pretty much a big star.
Yeah,
at
Joe.
that point.
Yeah, Joe had Poetic Justice hadn't come out yet, but he had filmed it. He was already hosting on Def Jam.
Yeah.
So when I went out there, he already had a place stay, which was huge. And I tell people all the time that was very important because when you're in LA, it's so expensive
Yes.
to live.
More
And
than
if you
that
gotta-
$600 you had in your
way
pocket.
more than $600.
Right.
And if you got to worry about paying rent and bills and stuff, it's going to distract from what you went out there for. So having the first 4 years, rent free,
Yeah.
was great. And that was Joe saying, as long as you in comedy clubs, as long as you working on your craft, don't worry about paying rent. But once I got my first big check,
What was your first gig?
my first gig was, my first acting job was Sunset Park.
Sunset
No,
Park.
actually, no. My first acting gig was Don't Be a Menace to South Central by Drinking Your Juice in the Hood.
And what did you do in that movie?
I was Do-Rag's father.
Not Do-Rag's
Do-Rag's father. I had to pay to be in the movie.
You had to pay to be in it?
Yeah, because I did
What?
some extra work, so I was coming up on had to join the union, right? After you do so much background work and stuff, you got to join the union, and the union dues were $1,050, right? I got paid $500 for my role in American.
Wow.
I mean, and role in Don't Be a Menace.
Right.
So I actually had to pay to be in the movie because I
Oh.
couldn't do it unless I joined the union. So
That's
basically,
deep.
I paid, but
That's deep.
I got it back in residuals.
That's deep.
But yeah, I had to pay to be.
Do you still get checks for that?
Yeah. I got a check the other day for 2 cents.
Man, listen, I don't even want to go into that can right
Yeah,
now
that's a
because
whole nother can.
it's really, it hurts my feelings now that I have knowledge and understanding about how actors have really been just taken advantage
man.
of by the big machine.
And that's interesting because that's why I always continue to do stand up because when the acting industry is not either on strike or I don't like the roles, I can always go do stand up. And it's sad because people who don't do other things and just act, they're at the mercy of this industry.
Yeah,
and
they
a lot
are.
of the producers and stuff know that, and they take advantage of those people who and a lot of them take roles they really don't want to take, but because the rent due or mortgage due, they take these roles or they do something strange for some change, and that's how this industry unfortunately has become.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I mean, being in radio, we call that's the low hanging fruit of the entertainment industry, right?
What, radio?
Well,
No, stand up.
no way.
Stand up.
No
No,
way.
stand
But
up comedy.
I can understand what you're saying because when I separated from iHeart, I got job offers, but everybody assumed that because I was out of a job that I
Right.
was desperate,
Right.
and I really needed a paycheck, right?
Right.
I really needed to work, but I refused to take a job because nobody wanted to pay me what I knew
you're
that I was
worth.
worth.
Yeah.
So Meta, you wrote, let's get to Goodwill, baby. roll them sleeves up. We got to,
Yeah.
make it happen,
Yeah, and that's interesting that you bet on yourself, but you knew your worth. And so many people don't know their worth. And that's very important. And it's not you being bougie or being difficult. It's like, this is what I'm worth. I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
So pay me like that.
Yeah. I appreciate the fact that you've always been so open and so willing to give. And when I talk to people, I always like to tell people that my cancer diagnosis has caused me to live life on purpose. So anytime I do anything like this, I need it to matter and I need it to make a difference. There's somebody watching this, or I'm hoping that's watching this right now, who wants to be like you, right? Who wants to be in Hollywood, who wants to be on a stage. You have such good self-esteem. You've got such good drive. Give me some advice for this person.
Well, first of all, what you said something very interesting is that when you were diagnosed with cancer, you started being intentional. So you stop living life and start doing life.
Come on, man. That's it.
When you do life, it's intentional.
Right.
When you do life, you move with a purpose. The purpose that was supposed to be in anyway. So that was very key. And I mean, my advice to people is, it's going to sound redundant, but you find your gift, or what you were born with, what God gave you to do, and you go Mamba mentality with that. You go ham with that. You research it. You dig in because God didn't give you that gift for no reason, and then you find. You use it to give back. You use it to put a roof over your head, put food on your table, but you use it also to serve. So, once he gives you an idea or he plants that seed, it's your job to tend that garden. It's your job to make that seed grow. If you go hard, like Kobe Bryant, I always use Kobe because the mama mentality, right? Kobe loved his gift so much. He was willing to sacrifice friends, fans, and family for his gift. He went in for his gift, and that's why he's always in the mention of either the GOAT or top 3 NBA players of all time, because he loved his craft that much. And if we loved our gift as much as Kobe loved his gift, we'll all be great at whatever it is that we're doing. And you can look yourself in the mirror and know that you didn't go all out.
This is so true.
If you work hard, that's your gift, and you do it unselfishly, God's gonna meet you there. So you don't have to worry, but you got to see yourself. And you said earlier, how'd you go from St. Louis to LA? I saw myself doing a lot of stuff that I already done, because you got to see it, and just that faith that you have in yourself because of the covering that you do have. So seeing it is a lot of it. So whatever you're going for, see it but put the work in, sacrifice. When I was in LA, man, I didn't care about these Hollywood parties. I didn't care about chicks. I was just in them comedy clubs, grinding it out because all that's going to be there. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be the dude up in the party with nothing to sell. I wasn't going to sell my tail, so I wanted to sell my talent. And a lot of people went out there and sold their soul in their hole. And that's because they didn't have faith in them.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it a buck, man.
They sold their soul
and their whole.
Yeah,
you don't have to. It may take you longer to get to where the hell you're gonna get, but it's better when you get there.
Take advice from Guy Torry. Don't sell your soul.
That's what I'm saying. Don't.
Or your whole.
Don't do it.
Okay, please
don't do it.
Please don't do that.
Believe in yourself. Invest in yourself. And go be mama mentality with your gift.
I love it. You talked about being a giver. Being a giver, is that why you
can't say that after saying sell your soul and your whole. You gonna follow. You can't follow up with that question.
I walked into that. I did. I walked into that.
Ass first. Too.
I did. I walked into that. I did. I walked into that. Okay, so let me reframe that.
Oh, we needed that. We needed that moment because I got no pun intended. I got deep for a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
So we needed that
okay,
moment.
so I'm trying to get back to Fat Tuesday, and I had a good in my brain. That in my brain was going to be a really good segue, but I see now in retro that really wasn't the best move for
Not
me
quite
to have
60
made,
minutes.
right? What'd you say, fool?
Not quite 60 minutes.
60 minutes. No, not even close to it. Not even close.
Oh, it was right there though. I had
Not
okay.
even close.
All right, go
Okay. All right. So let us talk about Fat Tuesday. Okay. Fat Tuesday. I don't want to talk the docuseries right now. I want to talk about you having the vision to create an outlet for comedians to have a place to go. Let's talk about it.
That's a great
and what
question.
Year, what? Give me the year.
1995.
1995.
Great question, because it's funny. When I was doing the press junket for Fat Tuesdays, this interviewer asked me, "Who told you to start Fat Tuesdays?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, who told you to do that?
And I got offended.
Yeah,
because I'm like, who told me? Nobody told me to do it. And then I remembered where it came from. You knew my dad. So my dad used to always tell us, be proactive, have initiative, don't wait for somebody to tell you to do something. If you see something need done, go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, I realized that's where the creation of Fat Tuesdays came from, because after the Rodney King riots, there was a lot of Hollywood people quit coming to the hood to see black comedians in South Central Los Angeles because of the fires and the riots and everything. So when I got to LA in 92, I saw that void of lack of industry in the black communities looking for black talent. So by the time 95 came, I had a couple credits under my belt, and I was like, man, I want to change this. I had an agent and manager already. I'm like, okay, it's a lot of untapped talent in the hood at these comedy clubs. So I'm gonna take the hood to Hollywood, and I wanted to create this. I wanted to create this night where I can showcase a lot of my friends who were comedians and comedians, and to do what I was doing, starting to get acting roles and things like that. So that was the machine. It's crazy how your parents tell you all these things you're growing up, and you think it's in one ear out the other, but that stuck with me. I saw void, and no one told me to create Fat Tuesdays. I just wanted to, create a space, a platform to showcase us.
Beautiful.
And that's how Fat Tuesdays was born.
Beautiful. And from Fat Tuesdays, there were some pretty, I get chills when I think about it, some pretty dynamic actors and comedians who grace that stage, who really greatly credit that particular entity, getting chills, for launching and being the catalyst for their careers. Come on, give me some names.
I mean, Fat Tuesdays, it's like, I say this, their destiny is their destiny, right?
Right.
And Fat Tuesdays, they would have gotten to where they are now. It may have been not as fast. You're so
humble.
Fat Tuesday was like the fast lane, the carpool lane to where they are now. They would have gotten there anyway, but Fat Tuesday sped up the process. But you have guys like Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon and Cat Williams, and Miss Cedric was already on his way, Cedric Entertainer, but he had come and graced the stage. But he would tell me stories about meeting Martin in there, and him and Martin saying, "Man, we got to work together." Next thing you know, Cedric is in Big Mama's house too.
Amazing.
So
Tiffany Haddish talked about
Tiffany
it.
Haddish, yeah.
She hopped. She was there.
Tiffany Haddish was trying to get in. Tiffany Haddish wasn't there yet. She was using fake IDs to get in.
Yeah, because she is a little younger, right?
Yeah,
I can see that.
and she wasn't ready yet. But she went and got ready. She ready.
She ready.
She went and got ready,
right.
And that was for a lot of comedians. I mean, Mike Epps, Michael Blackston told me this story, which I remember because he was there performing. And he was like, man, Fat Tuesdays is where I got discovered. I said, how? I remember the night he was in there, and Ice Cube's company was in there. And they were casting next Friday movie. Mm-hmm. And Mike Epps had gone up. Ice Cube would come to see Mike Epps. And then Michael Blackston was in there. And the next day I got a phone call from Ice Cube's office like, yo, who's an African comedian that went up last night? So it was Michael Blackston. So, yo, we may have a movie role for him.
Beautiful.
And he was saying that was his introduction to Hollywood on the acting tip. But a lot of people, it wasn't just about the comedians on the stage, because it was Black Hollywood.
Yeah, man.
It was like a lot of Black business owners who I used to shout out. So and so's in the house, so and so's house, and their businesses went up.
Yeah.
A Black limo company was in there. I used to shout him out. He would get business cards from the actors or entertainers, like, "Yo, I'm going to the red carpet. I need a car service. I need car service at the airport." So their businesses flourished. There's Black clothing designers in there, guys who made clothes for me or Cedric or Bernie or Suge Knight, and I shout them out, and then people like,
Suge
"Oh,
Knight," you just threw that in there. Just
Well, yeah.
threw it out. You were like, and all these comedians and Suge Knight.
Well, Fat Tuesdays had from ex-cons to icons.
Way to go.
We had them all in there.
Way
Quincy
to
Jones
go.
would come. So
Quincy Jones, really?
Quincy Jones would be in there. Quincy Jones, funny because Quincy Jones was there to see Gary Owen. Right,
Oh,
he was
really?
trying to develop a show for Gary Owen, and I was
Really?
on stage talking about St. Louis this, St. Louis that, and then I knew he was in the audience. And he comes backstage. He's like, "Man, you from St. Louis?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I know that raggedy ass city."
I know he did it. I know,
He said-
and I'm a fan.
He said, "My aunt used to run the Mayfair Hotel, was worked at the Mayfair Hotel."
Yes.
I was like, "What?" First, I
That's
was like,
crazy.
"He cussed." They called
Like-
him-
like
I
Quincy
didn't know, he cussed. But that was Fat Tuesday as well. It attracted the who's who of Black Hollywood, but even white
Eddie
Hollywood.
Murphy?
Eddie Murphy would come on a regular. Prince would come.
Prince.
Denzel.
Please give me a Prince story.
Oh, Prince. Well, I got a different Prince story.
Oh wait, it's not. You can't. It's not safe. It's not PG.
It's safe. It's not, but it's not related to Fat Tuesdays, but it's not a Diddy Prince story either. So it's just
Baby, babe.
But no, Fat Tuesdays was that night that really just was like a BT Awards family cookout. It was
How does that make you feel? Aren't you proud of that?
I mean,
I'm touching you. I want you to say
I know,
I am.
is it- I mean-
I want you to say I'm proud. Please say that you're proud.
I'm happy that God chose me to be that vehicle, but it's on to the next one, on to the next thing. You can't dwell in something, and can't dwell in something like that. What it did was it allowed me to have a brand that I can eat off forever, because there's other things coming under the Fat Tuesday, brand that's going to be dope. So, and it allowed me to help put other people on. You look at the people who came to Fat Tuesdays. If you do a Fat Tuesday tree, and you look at Kevin Hart and what he's been able to do successfully with his own career, but all the other careers he's helped with his Heartbeat Foundation or his Heart company with the Plastic Cup Boys and Wildin' Out. And Real Husbands of Hollywood. You got
Yes.
Nick Cannon who came through.
Yes.
Who came to Fat Tuesdays, who credits Fat Tuesdays for his career. He went on to do Wildin' Out. Look at all the comedians that Wildin' Out put on.
Yes.
So it's this tree of stuff that these people have branched off, and they're doing what I'm doing.
You're like a godfather. Yeah, you are.
No, I'm just, again, it goes back to being a servant, and I'm just happy that people were inspired by it. I'm glad that people, came back to do the documentary, and that's my thanks. They don't owe me anything. It's the fact that they came back and did the documentary to tell those stories is thanks enough for me.
The documentary is quite extensive. It's how many parts?
It's 3 parts.
It's 3 parts. Do you feel like you left anything out?
Absolutely.
Really?
We left a ton out.
Really?
That's why there would be a podcast. That's why there would be another a scripted series. That's why there'll also be another unscripted series of Fat Tuesdays. It's going to be Obese Thursdays in a minute, but I'm telling you, it's the gift that's going to keep on giving.
Thursdays. that almost passed me by.
It's getting bigger. It's swelling up. It's swelling up. So we left so many stories out. We left a lot of dirt out. We left a lot of
And
people
you know what?
out.
I think that's fine that you left the dirt out.
No. We want to get dirty.
Really?
Yeah.
How dirty?
I'm a comedian. Comedians, we're dark on the inside. That's
Yeah.
why we do stand up. We do stand up to bring light to our dark sides. This what you kind of see on the outside most of the time. For comedians, that's a mask. We're really dark, twisted individuals on the inside, and we're control freaks. It's like we do comedy because we're so afraid of getting laughed at. We do stand up to control the laughter.
Isn't that something? I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see
A
that.
lot of us are torn like Tears of a Clown, Smokey Robinson. Yeah.
You got heavy a lot in this program.
That's why we make great dramatic actors when we tap into the dark side.
Yeah.
Sometimes our comedy ego won't allow us to, but we tap into that dark side. We can be some very great dramatic actors.
You're so humble. What I really appreciated most is that, number one, I did have an opportunity to get to know you better. And I really swear to you, all those mornings that we worked together. I knew about Fat Tuesday, right?
Right, because I used to fall asleep on air.
Yeah,
the next
snoring.
morning,
He would
snoring because I was up
we
all
would
night.
be on the radio, and he would straight up. We would be like, "Wait a minute, shh, be quiet. Shh. Is he asleep?" This fool would be asleep
It was
on
like
the radio.
3 in the morning LA time.
Yeah.
And I had just gone to bed, maybe at 1.
Yeah.
So I had to get up and do radio. And the funny thing about it is I started playing Madden on mute to keep me awake.
Oh, we were all that entertaining to you, right?
No, it was
right. But what I appreciated though is that I didn't know that you were that heavy, right? Because you're so humble and you're so kind, and I loved hearing everybody saying great things about you. Lunel saying,
that's my girl,
Lunel
Lunel.
saying
Love
great
Lunel.
things about you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Lunel has a funny story we didn't get to in the doc about how just her whole upbringing, her background, her origin story was great. About how she got out of jail one time, and she got out on a Tuesday, and she needed to purge. And before going to see her daughter, who was only a few months old, she went straight to Fat Tuesdays. And I remember her saying, "God, bitch just got out. I got to purge." And I thought she was joking because people say anything to get on stage.
Right.
But she credits that with being that night that kind of like was epiphany for her. Like her style of comedy, just purging and telling her stories.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of stories like that that we couldn't put in the doc. Flame Monroe has a very interesting story.
Yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with Flame Monroe.
Flame will tell you a lot of stories. And
I bet.
so
I want him.
So that's why it's the brand continues.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many more people we need to talk to.
Well, then I think that you should keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say that I respect the fact that there are some things that maybe should be taken to the grave.
So a story about me and one of Luke dancers, I'm gonna take that one to the grave.
No, you can tell us about that. But I think that certain things.
Ooh, it was a Fat Tuesdays that night.
Certain things should be sacred, okay?
Right.
But not as it pertains to abuse,
Right.
not as it
Right.
pertains to violence or truly the demise or the destruction of another human being, right?
No, that's true. Absolutely, I agree with that. I mean, one of the things I do pride Fat Tuesdays on was that we were fair, and we treated the comics fair, male or female or whatever your pronoun is. We treated everybody fair.
Yeah.
I was about the funny.
Yeah.
And if you're funny, I played funnytism, not favoritism.
Mm-hmm.
I put comics on that stage I personally did not like, but it wasn't about me. It was about the audience enjoying their craft and their art and their comedy. So, so those stories, like I said, dark. There are some dark stories that can be told. There's some that we're gonna be respectful and not tell.
Yeah,
But
please. I mean,
a lot of them gonna get told.
I love a good.
Me too.
I love
the
a good
dirt. I love
story.
the juice.
I love
Give me the
it,
juice.
Okay, I really, really do. But I also think that we all have moments of humanness and moments
Right.
in which maybe we fall short of the glory of
Right.
God. Okay,
And some of those stories too, people have kids now.
right?
Some of them are first ladies, churches now.
Amen. And who's the first lady? Yes.
So they want to protect their past and their, when they were half hood, half holy.
Half hood, half holy, right?
So
he is insane. He is insane. So what's next?
Wow, more Fat Tuesday stuff. More
Because right now, obviously, we are in St. Louis, Missouri,
Right.
And you are here in town because you're going live with Fat Tuesday,
right. Fat Tuesdays. I'm going to not want to because I don't want anything.
Manifest it.
I'm going to take it on the road.
Beautiful.
And we're testing it out in different cities and trying to work the kinks out because it will be a tour.
Yes.
And we're working out what's going to make this one different from every other comedy tour that's out there. And so St. Louis is home. So why not, play it at home? also these audiences in St. Louis, they're honest.
And I like the fact we had a conversation. We did a Facebook Live in support of your live show.
Yeah.
And you talked about the fact that you do a question and answer.
Q&A, yeah.
And I think that's really good. So for an up and coming comedian or someone who truly is interested in the in the inner workings of the industry, that is like major.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's like master class. Like you don't get an opportunity to ask someone like you questions under normal circumstances,
and it's funny because on the road I get asked a lot of questions about what was it like on the set of Life, the movie Life.
That's
what was it like on American History X? What was it like
did
on
you
this and
did
that?
you eat the cornbread?
Man, that day was very memorable in my
Everybody was in that movie.
Man.
I was so proud of you.
Man, I was still, sometimes I still have to pinch myself.
Really?
Yeah. Because those are some giants in that movie.
You had Eddie Murphy. You had
Martin. Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac was in that movie.
Anthony Anderson.
Yes, Anthony Anderson.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, there was a lot of heavy hitters in that movie. And to be a part of that is still like, wow, that was I only seen the movie twice. But it's like, wow.
Honestly?
Yeah.
You have only seen Life
I've only seen
twice?
most of my stuff twice or not.
So if it's coming on Lifetime or if it's hopping on, if you see that it's on cable, or do they call it cable? If you see that it's on a network or something,
streaming, I may stop for a minute and but
is it hard for you to watch yourself?
It's hard for me to watch myself. Yeah.
Interesting.
If it's not my scene, I'll watch. My scenes, I'm good.
You still collect a check? Do you get a check from that? Is that a good check?
Oh yeah, it's a nice check. It's
good
decent.
for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Do you get one for American History X?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
That's good.
It was on the other day. Somebody said, I saw your movie. I was like, ching, ching.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Ching.
I know that's right. I am so very proud of you, and I know it sounds like really weird, like a peer to say that they're proud of you, but
no, you're proud of you as well.
You could have done anything, and your life could have gone in any direction, and not to say that it would have been a bad thing for you to still have been working at the WIC office here in St. Louis, because that is an honorable job, right?
My WIC family was good, man. My coworkers, I kept them laughing. They kept me.
I can only imagine.
It was a lot of fun.
I can only imagine. But you took a chance. I was in my show with the same thing. I won't end it today because I just want to say it right now that life is death without adventure. And adventure only comes to those who are daring and willing to take chances. And you understood that. You took those chances. That's so important.
People are so focused on the destination. And it's not about the destination. It's about the journey, the stuff you learn on the way to that destination. And the journey is actually the destination. Because the stuff you learn and the skin you grow or remove and new skin you get into on that path.
Yes.
That's life right there. That's life.
That's
because you can get to the destination
yes.
and it'd be anticlimactic.
That's right.
But it's all the shit you learn on the way to that destination.
That's right. All the stuff.
That journey.
That you learn on the way.
Don't hate on that journey.
Yes. You see how I just Sister Shirley'd you?
Yeah.
All of that stuff, Guy. All of that good stuff. I'm going to call your mother.
And wash your mouth out with soap.
I'm going to call your mother. I've got some goodies for you. Thank you so much for
I love gifts. It's Christmas already.
Yeah.
Yes.
For spending time with me.
Oh, the Lou.
Do you see? But do you check that logo though?
I'm about to flip it.
Bam.
BC.
We're growing up. We're gonna get fitteds, right?
Yeah. Hey, but this is dope.
Thank you.
And I need this right now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, God is my barber now. So
God is your barber.
I'm telling you, that wind hit different when you shave all your hair off. Man. This is dope.
I'm so glad that you like it. Yeah, we've got a couple of things in there for you, and
I like
hoping that when you go back to LA that you'll represent well for us here in St. Louis.
There's certain sports stores in St. Louis that I can't walk in there with this hoodie on because they're gonna make me take it off.
Really? A store
yeah.
in this day and age
yeah,
that would
yeah.
not allow you to come inside with a hoodie in St. Louis?
Yeah, well, not in St. Louis, in Westport. But yeah,
Really?
I didn't go into the store because they were like, you can't wear the hoodie.
And not that it matters that you're Guy Torry.
I don't trip off that at all, but it's like
I know that you don't.
It's like, yeah.
I know that you don't.
Wait a minute, Anna. What? Yes.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah. You know what? Because I didn't pack any.
It's cold.
I didn't pack. I was
tis
like,
the season, babes.
I got off the plane. It was in a jet bridge, and
I don't understand why you're from here. You know what? Can I tell you that's something that I can't stand?
What?
When people leave St. Louis and you come back and you act
man.
like you don't know the directions, you don't know the highways, you don't know which way to go, and you don't realize that it's December and you didn't pack well.
Hey, my blood got thin. I'm telling you, being out in that beautiful palm trees and beaches and in Los Angeles, California, with all the lights of Hollywood makes it so really warm.
Do you think you'd ever move back to St. Louis?
I got to put a lot of zeros on that check. I love the city, but y'all can have this weather.
Yeah.
And in the winter, the streets are all ashy with salt.
Not the streets are ashy. Yes, we do have ashy streets in the winter.
It's got my Flavor Flavs.
There you go. There you go. There you go. You know what I say about those glasses?
What?
You put those in the car. And so sometimes, when you're searching, the sun is happening and maybe you don't have the right glasses.
Right.
You just like, okay, whatever. I'm going to grab those and I'm going to put those
Or
on.
you can put them on when you have a hoodie on and go into certain sports stores in Westport Plaza.
I'm going to have to talk off air about this because I'm a little troubled
Let's go
about
to my Instagram. You see the story.
Oh, really? Did this just happen?
It happened. Yeah, it happened last week.
Oh, I'm going to share it.
just happened.
I'm going to forward that
Yeah.
because
But
I don't like that.
And I'm in all honesty, a lot of people support it and saying, because I got offended. I got really offended.
I think you should have.
And I was like,
What does what you wear have to do with your ability to go into a place and buy something?
Yeah.
What does that mean? And you're passing judgment on me,
Right.
and I almost feel like maybe you're being a tad bit racist, and I don't like it.
That's the
do you need to
question I
talk to
asked.
Do you need to talk to an attorney? Because you're in the right
I need
place.
to talk to an attorney about that.
Yes. I know a few of them, and
Really?
I could hook you up.
All right.
I can totally hook you up.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do
Won't
it?
he do it?
Won't
Look at
he do
God.
it? Look at him. Look at him. And look at you. Yeah. I am so happy to connect with you.
Likewise.
I am so thankful to be able to truly call you like a real friend.
Fam.
Yeah.
Lee.
A real family.
Yeah, we way past
I'm
friends.
so thankful that you don't leave my text messages on read.
Oh, no.
Can I tell you that that's a pet peeve of mine?
Really?
I can't stand it. Like, I'll stop talking to like somebody over leaving my text messages like that.
How can you tell that or not, though?
I'm not going to say that I'm not going to talk to you, but it hurts
But
my
how
feelings.
can you tell though? I don't know if it's. Is there
God.
a setting on your phone?
God.
Yeah.
My phone is right here.
Right.
Most people typically have their cell phones in close
absolutely.
proximity.
Oh, yeah.
We can't do anything with
it's an
our cell
extension of your
phones.
body.
And so if somebody sends you a text message, to me, like, it doesn't take anything to acknowledge the text
Right.
and say, hey, you know what? Let me hit you back, or hold that thought, or something, or hey, or just anything. But to go some days and not respond, that means you don't really like me for real.
That's
For
true. I was
real.
going to say, when you said days, that's
what?
different.
Or
'Cause sometimes
maybe,
I'm on a flight, and by the time I get off, I can't respond right away because my phone's off.
Yeah.
But you say days, that's different.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I've got friends going, oh, Tammie, you mad at me? No, because I know some people have circumstances and
Right.
life happens, but I'm talking about if I'm dating somebody and you don't text me back.
Oh.
Okay, here's the trauma coming out. So let's get out of here. Okay. It's so nice we had this time together. Let me not
That's
put
when they text you back 3 days later at 2 a.m. You know,
Yeah.
Can I come over? And they don't spell come the way. It's
Okay,
supposed to be.
there we go. Guy Torry, I'm so happy that we connected. Okay, if
And
you,
there it goes.
Yeah, look, and I'm cutting you off, and I'm telling
It's that-
your mama.
It's that line. It's
I'm
that line.
telling
comedians
your
always cross.
mama.
Just when you thought.
Just when you thought, right. Speaking of connection,
That's a good name for a show. Just
What?
when you thought.
just when you
That's
thought.
a name. That's a good name for a show.
All right, well, you just gave it to somebody.
Well, you have it. Hey,
Just when you
you
thought.
said I'm a giver.
You are You are
Take that and run with it.
you are a giver, Guy.
Just have me on your show. Just
All
when
right.
you thought.
Guy Torry, Guy the Giver.
Guy the giver.
Guy
Sound
the
like a
Giver.
whore.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back to my word there in my brain. It's connections. If you need to make a connection,
I'm a
with-
connector. That's what my purpose is.
I have cut you off. I'm done with you.
I'm a connector. I love connecting people.
I'm trying to do my Brown and Crouppen spiel
Oh,
here.
God, there you go. Stepping on that check. I'm sorry.
Listen, thanks to my good friends at Brown and Crouppen. Thank you for being here, okay? And I always have to tell people this, okay? Listen, if you've ever been injured and it's not your fault, right? I know some good people that can help you out, okay? My good friends at Brown and Crouppen, reach out to them, okay? Website in Missouri, let's see, St. Louis 222. In Kansas City, it's all 7s, okay? But reach out to Brown and Crouppen. They'd love to be of help to you. Guy, thank you so much. To
Thank
my
you.
friends listening, if you are watching this by any chance on YouTube, I'm so lonely on YouTube. I have like 10 people that follow me on YouTube. Can you please follow me?
And
on
me
YouTube?
too. I'm trying to get my YouTube.
Are you
Yeah.
really? It's
Oh,
like
yeah, I need to
it's
do
like a
more.
dark area, dark place. YouTube
I like
and TikTok.
It all. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
like it all. It's just that it's
Follow us.
Yes,
Give me
follow
your
us.
socials, and then let's get out
at
of here.
Guy Torry, GUYTORRY.
Okay, and then get on Facebook.
Facebook, the Book of Face.
Yeah, you're not on Facebook for
I'm on
real.
Facebook.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, find him everywhere,
Yeah.
and then find us,
Yes.
and then find yourself a great day.
Yes. Find yourself. Know who you are. Research your
Amen.
name.
Yes, I'm gonna do that. Have a good day, guys.